This video is a first in a series of videos that I'm going to be making on how to build out your own bicycle workshop. This is something that I started doing many years ago because I knew cycling was my sport for life and I wanted to be prepared for travel, for races, and really just know how to do things in my garage so I didn't have to go to the bike shop all the time. I do believe in supporting your local bike shop, but if you're really getting into cycling, it's very practical to learn how to work on your own bike. Now, there's a few ways you can do this. You can do it like I did and just do it piece by piece. So I'm going to be showing videos on beginner, intermediate, and advanced level tools. And you can do it just as the need arises, as your budget grows, or you can just buy a kit. That's probably the most practical way. But I'm going to show a kit today that's an intermediate level toolkit. That's $350. Now, if you go to Park Tools website, they have their top of the line kit for just under $10,000. So you can go crazy with this. The kit that I'll show in this video pretty much has everything that you need to do definitely beginner and up to intermediate level work on your own bike. So let's take a look at it. So this is a kit by Feedback Sports. It weighs 10 pounds and it comes in a very handy travel case. So, you know, when you go on a trip, you can take this thing with you. And if you have a work stand, a portable work stand, you're pretty much set. Just a side story, I was on a trip one time and I had a major mechanical issue and I spent probably 60 bucks at a bike shop just using their stand. So having this as you travel is great. But let's take a look inside this kit and I'll show the tools that you get. As you can see, it has carrying handles, so it makes it easy to transport. And then it actually has a waterproof zipper. So the case is waterproof and the zipper is waterproof. I'm not going to go into detail on how to use all these tools, but I want to show you the ones included with the kit because it's a lot. The first thing that I'll point out is it has this rod that stores in the middle. And what this allows you to do is hang the toolkit over something and keep it open. The Feedback Sports work stands have a little pole extension at the top that allows you to put this handle over it and hang up the toolkit. Now, obviously, it doesn't have to be a Feedback Sports work stand. Anything that you can put this loop over and hang up the toolkit, this rod's going to keep it open so you can access the tools easily. Let's start on the left. You've got a good high quality chain tool, and it has a big handle with a nice rubber grip and then a large alloy handle at the top. Much easier to use than, for example, a multi-tool. Those work, but having a dedicated chain tool is so much easier to use. So this allows you to either break a chain, so take out a link, or it allows you to install a link. So if you get a new chain, you're going to have to shorten it, and this tool allows you to shorten the chain and then reinstall the pin. And then you've got a good high quality set of tire levers, invaluable for working on tires. Whether you're removing a tire or even installing a tire that has a tight bead, a good high quality set of tire levers is really important. And of course it has a little hook here that allows you to hook it over a spoke to keep it in place. And these are really nice. It's got it like a metal reinforcement so they're not going to bend on you. And then you got a pair of pliers for taking out a chain master link. A lot of chains today will use that master link that locks into place, and then to get it out, you have to have a pair of pliers to do that. If you've ever tried to do that job with a pair of needle nose pliers, you'll know it's really frustrating and hard to do. So having a dedicated pair of pliers to take out a master link is really nice, and so that is included. And then you've got a tool to true your brake rotors. And you can't tell in the video, but this is a heavy tool, good quality. So if you ever bend your brake rotors, you can use this tool to straighten them. Then you've got a pedal wrench. So a lot of pedals will have an open-ended 15mm style bolt. And so you use this open-ended wrench, and it's long, it's heavy duty, so you can get a lot of leverage on it because pedals can get super tight. So this is your pedal tool. And then on the other side, you've got the socket style 15mm wrench. So if you have a bike that has an axle that does not have a quick release, chances are it's going to be a 15mm bolt, and that's what you would use this tool for. And then let's go down here to the Allen wrenches. So you've got some Y style Allen wrenches, and you probably can't see it in the video, but it has the number, so 2, 2.5, and a 3. And also you've got a 4, 5, and 6. And so like 80% of the work you do on a bike, you can do with a 4, 5, or 6mm Allen wrench. I like this Y style because inevitably you will walk over to your bike with a 4 and it's really a 5, or you walk over with a 5 and it's really a 6. And so having them all in one tool is really nice. And then if your bike has Torx bolts. This is the Y style that has the common size wrenches for working on a bike with Torx bolts. And then you've also got a pair of cable cutters. So now we're moving kind of more into intermediate level work. And so as you move into that intermediate level work, you will inevitably either cut an inner wire or a hydraulic brake hose or a derailleur cable housing. And this tool does all that because it opens up wide enough to, again, cut housing or inner wire. And then you have this tool that I've been using a lot to install or remove a cassette. So this is your cassette lock ring tool, whether it's a Shimano or a SRAM. This is the tool that will take off that cap, paired with this tool, which we'll get to in a minute, because you've got to keep the cassette in place if you're loosening that cap. And then on the other side, you've got this wrench that allows you to remove or install a threaded bottom bracket. And by the way, this will also take off Shimano center lock rotors. So the Shimano style that does not use 6-bolt, but rather a center lock, which is my favorite. It's so easy to get those rotors off. This tool will also do that. So for those of you who didn't know, it's the same tool that works on a threaded bottom bracket. Now let's move over here to the right side. So you've got some screwdrivers with magnetic tips. So you've got this small flat blade screwdriver, and then on the other side, this is really clever. This is the tool that you can use to take off the top cap for Shimano cranks. So if you have a pair of Shimano cranks, you've got a little plastic top cap that once you undo the 5mm, I think it's 5mm bolts, you have to unthread that top cap, and that tool will do that. So it's really clever that that's combined with this small flat blade screwdriver. A larger flat blade screwdriver, again, these are really good high quality. So a nice rubber grip, good large handle to allow you to get good grip on the tool. And then you have a Phillips head screwdriver. Again, magnetic tip, good rubber handle. You've got a pick. Now, when you're working on bikes, a pick comes in handy so many times, more times than I can even think of for this video. But you've got the 90-degree bend and you've got a straight pick. So that's something that you will use all the time. And then you have a pedal wrench, and it allows you to tighten or loosen different size spoke nipples. And so if you're truing a wheel, this is what you need. And then I mentioned this tool earlier. This is the tool to lock down your cassette. And so if you're going to loosen the top cap of your cassette, you have to lock it into place. So you can use a chain whip, which is what I've used a lot in the past, but I really like this plier style because you just put this on one of the smaller cogs, hold it real good, undo that top cap, and that's what you need these for. Now, you don't need these to tighten a cassette cap, but you do need those to loosen because the free head is going to spin. So you've got to hold it into place. And then you've got some larger Allen wrenches, or larger size Allen wrenches, I should say. So you have another 6. So you've got a 6 here on the Y style, but you've also got this one, which has a nice big rubber handle. So if you have a 6mm hex bolt that needs more torque, you can use this one. And then it's got the ball on the other end. You can't put a lot of torque on this, but once you have it loosened, you can put this at an angle. So if a hex bolt is hard to reach, you got to angle the wrench. This ball style allows you to do that. And then similarly, you have an 8mm. So if you have a pair of SRAM cranks, it's going to have an 8mm cap that you need this tool for. So 8mm Allen wrench, again, good handle, get some good leverage, and it also has the ball on the other end. And finally, you've got a valve core tool. So whether it's a Schrader valve or a Presta valve, this tool allows you to remove or install a valve core. Really handy for putting in tire sealant. So you'll take out the valve core, inject the tire sealant, and then tighten the valve core with this tool. Also, if you've ever used one of those pumps that thread onto the valve stem, and then you pump it up and then you unthread it and all the air comes flying out because the valve core came out with it, this tool will allow you to tighten down that valve core really tight so that does not happen. And this is an extra holder at the bottom that actually Velcros off, so you don't have to keep that on there. But you could use this if you had other tools that you want to put in there. So that is the fairly comprehensive toolkit from Feedback Sports. 20 tools, 26 functions. Throw in a bottle of chain lube, a floor pump, and eventually a work stand. You've got everything you need to be a home mechanic hero to do beginner and intermediate bike maintenance. If you have any questions or comments, drop those below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.